plan on going live right now. I was just thinking about something because I seen. I'm gonna tell you step by step how my mind process just went. By the way, I'm in Alabama, headed to Georgia. I seen a post where they say Dota 6, I think he's from Fortress, Crook, was apologizing to Kendrick Lamar. Now, the best of my knowledge is he was on the GNX album, and he been going live complaining about how he's still stuck in the same place, got the same situation going on. Being on GNX ain't really, you know what I'm saying, do nothing for him. Where everybody started getting on the top, like, man, you the one fumbling the bag. You supposed to work that into something. You supposed to parlay that into some money. Instead of just complaining and shit. You know what I'm saying? Sitting on your ass, you right back in the hood. You ain't out here grinding. You ain't out here pushing. You ain't doing nothing except getting online and complaining. So the day before yesterday, I think I seen a female post some shit about dude, and it was like, she read what he said about Kendrick Lamar, and she went to his page, seeing he was on live. She was like, she was gonna check his live out, and on the live, the nigga was goddamn just in and out of consciousness. He could barely talk. You know, he really wasn't awake. But then he got talking about how he was on the perks and shit. And that's what made me think when I seen his name today. I seen it where he said he was apologizing to Kendrick Lamar. That's the post I had seen on YouTube. And I thought, I said, man, then every nigga I had seen said they was from 40s, was from crash outs. So I started thinking about today's generation. And I'm like, shit, damn, all these young YNs, they call themselves some crash outs. They crash dummies, what we used to call them back in the day. They think they hard, or they you know what I'm saying, they tough, or they about it, they rude boys, whatever you want to call it, whatever generation you come from. They think they is the ones not to fuck with. Y'all some crash dummies. You dumb as hell. This is the generation of self-snitching. Everything you do, you want props off of it, you want to rap about it. When I was young, the niggas that did shit in the streets got their respect from the streets, and that shit spread throughout the streets. The streets is gonna advertise your name for the shit you done. You don't have to get on live and convince everybody that you hard, you will catch a body, or you will do this. You don't gotta show everybody your gun or walk around with a ski mask on so people leave you alone, because 9 times out of 10, y'all the ones is weak as hell anyway. That's why you walk around with a ski mask so people don't know you and whoop your ass. That's why you walk around with a gun so people won't run up on you and take what you got. I grew up in an era where you just had to handle your business and make a motherfucker know to leave you alone. And that don't gotta involve killing nobody, but we ain't here for that. I got to thinking all like, man, these young niggas, these some crash dummies. They all perked up, whatever you want to call it. They don't need Roxas. Yeah, they on some boxing, man. Boy, y'all taking every drug known to man. And I was like, I grew up in a generation where the only drug that was cool to do was weed. The only thing that was okay that a nigga wasn't gonna clown you about or look at you about sideways for was some marijuana. And I'm not advocating marijuana, I quit. But at the same time, I was thinking, the generation before me, before I got in the streets and before I got to them grown folks and young folks was on their white and their hard. And then you had the one before them that was on their weed. But you had the generation before that, they was on their brown and their boy. And I'm like, it's skip a generation. I just got lucky. I got one of them green generations where everybody wasn't trying to walk around like this. Now, I'd be lying if I said I ain't never slipped up and tried none of that shit, because I tried some of that shit, but not to the point where I was addicted to it, and that was my recreational drug of choice, and that's what I was doing. I done had plenty of homeboys, people I messed with, that was on it, and it never led me to believe that that's what I need to do. I never felt like I need to be out here on bars, or I need to be out here on hydros, none of this stuff these folks was on when it started, because that's how it started. They was on the bars and the drugs, and then they got on the perks, and next thing you know, they was on the fentanyl and shit. But I just be wondering, like, is there anything I can say, anything I can do to open people's mind that, man, look, man, try another route. You can end up like Dota 6, man. He's just a prime example of somebody who is missing opportunities and don't even realize it. And then they sit around and blame other people for the shit that they doing. I'm glad that he woke up and apologized, but even bigger, bro, get yourself together. The apology is cool because that might still be a bridge that you can use to get where you want to be. Like, Kendrick could really be like, you know what, bro? I see how you doing, how you living, where you going in life. I'm gonna change your whole life. Kendrick just broke the world tour amount for one show. Over $9 million on his first show. He could reach out and grab dude like, man, I know you ain't on number one song, but you on that song, so I'm gonna tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna give you 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, maybe even 10,000 a show. You're gonna come out here and perform that one verse. But we fit to hit 20, 30, 40 cities. That should change your life. Work on some more music, bro. Build some bonds, meet people out here on this road, and realize that your life is bigger than the 40s. Your life is bigger than riding up down Crenshaw, bro. It's like in prison, I try to tell folks, y'all think it's cool to be from a certain gang or a certain hood or area, and then when you get in prison, it's every man for themselves. I don't care if you is still in that gang. Everybody a crook until you got the wrong nigga. They feel like you ain't strong enough. You ain't the man enough to be the one with the phones or the one with the green or the one with the cash. And you having too much. You having too much motion. And now them same dudes is supposed to be looking out for you, is plotting on you because they feel like you should be one of them. And all of a sudden the cripping don't matter no more. It's say, man, dude ain't breaking bread enough, or dude ain't sharing enough. He ain't, you know what I'm saying, helping us up. To be representing this, man, dude need to come on with it. Is it a high speed check? Dude is not police on his ass and he is not pulling over. That's just how it go. And that's what I say when I say your life bigger than the 40s, because look, bro, them same dudes is cool with Dota 6 and ain't really got nothing to say because he out here representing the hood and he on drugs. They don't give a damn. But let dude life change and dude come into the millions. All of a sudden, he gonna be the most important person from the 40s. And if he ain't giving them what they want, he gonna be the most hated person from the 40s, in the 40s. They gonna be after his ass. They gonna be wanting to put him out the shit. They gonna be wanting to say, oh man, you ain't checking in. Well, look at her, bro. You ain't give a damn if I was checking in when I was in the house strung out. You wasn't telling me to show up at the park or come to no meetings then when I was high as hell and I ain't had no motion going on. You ain't give a fuck about me. You might want to see me when it was time to put some work in, strength in numbers, because y'all weak. That's how I look at it. The game curve when it's time to do some dirt, because they want them numbers up. But they don't give a damn when you out here getting your nose dirty. They don't give a damn when you out here popping these pills. Where's the love then? I had to explain to this female I've been talking to, like, my sister daddy died from cirrhosis of the liver. And on his deathbed, because they moved him from the hospital on hospice, put him in the living room at the house, he was getting a check. And he was giving that check up to anybody that would go to the liquor store and buy him some liquor with it. You go get me this amount, then you just keep the rest of my check. And she was like, shit, sometimes it just be, it's how it be. I said, no, that's when you ain't got nobody to love you enough. I said, because guess what? I'm going to give you this example. My mom on all kind of medication, but it's one type of pill her doctor told her she need to get off of. He quit prescribing it to her. But my cousin and my auntie was on that same prescription. And I overheard my cousin, which is older than me, she older than me, I heard my cousin telling my mama that she had some, and she would bring her some. And I told her, no, you not. And she gonna tell me, boy, your mama grown and she want the pills, I'm gonna bring it to her. I said, you got me fucked up. I said, I tell you, we can take it a step further. If you bold enough to tell me in my face one more time that you gonna bring my mama them pills after I told you not, I'll slap the piss out your ass right now. I swear to God, I'll slap you till you pissing down your damn leg. Now think I'm playing. On everything I love, I'll beat your ass in front of this whole family. About my mom.
There are police reported ahead.
So I had to tell little mama, like, that's just how it is. I don't give a fuck about you being my cousin. This is my mama. I love my mama. And you ain't fit to do nothing detrimental to her. I don't care if she wants you to do it. If it just got to be a situation where I feel like I love my mama more than she love herself, then so be it. But I'm not gonna let you put her in no type of harm's way. I'm over 70 years old. She a smart woman, but I know that she ain't 65, she ain't 55, she ain't 45 no more. Her thinking ain't, you know what I'm saying, ain't on the level it used to be on. And I hate that, but at the same time, if I got to stand up and say, mama, I'll beat a motherfucker ass, they try to bring you them pills that the doctor told you not to take no more. Then that's just what it is. And then I had to explain to her, now you see what I'm saying? If that would have been my daddy, and I had knowledge of the situation, then I'd have been telling that motherfucker that came to get that check, say, bro, this nigga died thirst before he died alcohol poisoning. So I tell you what, if you want to die before him, you go and get that check and try to bring some alcohol in this house. I promise you're going to die right here beside this hospital bed he's laying in. And that's just how it go. Sometimes you got to save people from themselves if you love them. But that's what I'm saying. When it comes down to the game, they're not going to do that for you. They're not going to intervene your self-destruction. Y'all old enough to be in the scene. I think Shador Sanders just got drafted. Now, they might be old, I don't know. But y'all old enough to be in the scene South Central. What they say about damn, I can't remember what his name. He said, man, that nigga ain't Deuce, that's a sherm head. Wonder why it's a sherm head? Cause Deuce didn't give a damn enough about the man on the street to get him off that shit. Deuce didn't give a damn about the motherfucker. Say, hey bro, that ain't how we get down. You not fit to be doing that. And it ain't no choice like, okay, you can do it and not be Deuce. Nah, bro, Deuce love you. So you not gonna do that. That's just how that's gonna go. Now, and I also had to tell her I understand because I got a brother that's an alcoholic. Sometimes people not gonna put that shit down no matter what you say, what you threaten, how you act, and how you treat them. Me and my brother that came down to physical violence about his alcohol. And it was all out of love. But at some point I got to realize that, hey man, I'm not gonna love you so much that I don't even like myself no more. I can't hang with you and I can't chill with you being like how you is. I still love you. If I can help you, I will. But I'm not fit to help you at a detriment to myself and my family and what I got going on. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. But I tried. I just hate it for this new generation. It's like, man, I know one day they gonna wake up and be like, damn. It took me forever to wake up and be like, damn. But I finally did. And when you come to them realizations and you had them wake ups and you had them life-changing situations, first thing you want to do is try to help somebody else. Not only because helping other people help you, but because it's like a cheat code. When you've been playing the game so hard all this time and then you get that cheat code, you go to school the next day and you like, hey man, look what I found, no more to come back. Do this and you gonna get smoked. Do this and you gonna get reptile. Yeah, you want everybody to know. I had to tell people, I'm like, man, I used to feel like smoking weed was a lifestyle, not a drug. And it was. But I also had to realize that I can change my lifestyle. I don't have to be a part of the lifestyle that's a hindrance to me. Smoking weed kept me from being safe on my job. It kept me from being safe from my job when I got hurt. You know what I'm saying? It kept me in fucked up situations trying to get work. And as a man, job, work is two of the most important words you're gonna hear in your life. Along with family, kids, all these types of things that go together. So when you get to a realization that marijuana is a hindrance to that, then you got to grow up, my boy. You got to put it down. Not saying I'll never pick it back up. I don't think I will. I don't have no plans on it. Because I got to this point in my life where I realized, hey, I live the same life without it. It's just like, I still got the steak, I just trimmed all the fat off. Like I tell anybody, man, when I put the weed down, I put a lot of people down, a lot of friends. I don't know if they don't mess with me no more because I ain't smoking blunts 55,000 times a day. Or just because they got better things to do, or they want to go hang with somebody who is smoking. Hey, more power to you. The way I see it, if you my real friend, then you gonna still be here even when I ain't smoking. I ain't gonna tell you, but I ain't gonna say I ain't gonna tell you to quit. I will. But I'm not gonna give you no ultimatum. Oh man, you can't smoke around me. Oh man, you gonna smoke that weed, we can't be cool. Man, we can be cool. You can even try to pass it to me. I'm a grown man. It's up to me to say no. And I'm gonna say, no, I'm good. I'm gonna tell you something else. The last time, not the last time for this job, but the time before that, when I went to Chicago, I went to get my drug test done. And y'all know I usually have a synthetic piss on deck. I done been to this place where they at and tried to use synthetic pee. Didn't work. Matter of fact, I'm gonna tell you the other story too because it happened to me. But I'm sitting up in here and I heard at least 3 people while I'm waiting to go back there and take my drug test. I heard at least 3 different people the nurse told, I'm sorry, but we can't use this. Hey, why not? What's wrong with it? And she said the same thing. Well, it's a certain thing that I have to look for in the urine before I can use it, and I just don't see it in this urine. Now I tell you what we can do. I can give you a bottle of water in about 15 minutes, and if you can piss again inside that 15 minutes, then you'll be good. But if you can't, or you deny it, or you leave, we just got to put you down for a failure. And I'm like, whoa. I'm glad I quit instead of trying to rely on fake pee. I know other people's pee still work, but even then, like I told y'all, man, I just had this big epiphany when I was going back to get my first job after the accident. And look, God has already brought me through that, got me through that situation of being dirty. And I feel like that was a blessing. And I feel like trying it again will be playing with God's blessing. And he might not wait on me to mess up. He might throw a wrench in the game like, you just don't appreciate what I gave you. You don't appreciate it. You don't need to get hurt. Or, even worse, I saved your life. You just don't appreciate that life, do you? That's why I quit. I told y'all, man, I seen all the blessings coming my way, and it opened my eyes. I knew God was exactly what he said he was. If you go back to the beginning of my video, you will see I was not talking like that. I started coming around slowly but surely. And then the accident happened. I was like, yup, I'm on board. I've seen it. I'm a witness. Like a LeBron James fan, I'm a witness. I seen it. You ain't got to keep showing me. Every chance I think about it, I'm going to thank you, Father. Thank you, Jesus. Because I know, man, I was this close to not being here to tell y'all this stuff. And if me telling y'all that is the only reason I'm here, then I'm going to tell you. It's always been on my heart, man, to figure out how to stop the gang violence, how to stop these kids from crashing out. Now, back, I said I'm gonna tell y'all my story. I went to take a drug test. I didn't even get this job. But what happened was, you know what? I think I did get the job. I think this was for Lucas Inc. That's how I dropped for FedEx. I tried the fake Pete thing. It was at a different place. I'm gonna have to read all y'all comments later on. But I tried the fake Pete thing, and the woman called me back. They ain't do it right there on the spot like they was doing them. I would have been straight anyway. But what they did was they called me and they were like, hey, they said they can't accept your drug test because they don't have, it's a certain thing they be looking for in there and your P didn't have it in there. Like, did you use dog urine or something? I'm like, no. If I did, do you think I would admit that to y'all? But I'm like, no. She's like, did you use somebody else's pee or something? I'm like, no. I'm like, I don't know what happened. I'm like, but I can go take another drug test today. I mean, there's nothing in my pee for me to be hiding. And I was clean because I had been quit smoking. But the reason I used the fake pee is because I had been around DJ and his girl, and they smoking these damn backwoods and shit. And I know I was over there one day and my eyes got to burning. So I'm like, yeah, I'm too deep off in the smoke and my eyes burning. And my drug test was like a week later, so I was kind of nervous about it. I'm like, look, but I ain't got nothing in my pee for me to be worried about. So I told the woman, I was like, look, I'll take another drug test whenever, you know what I'm saying? I'll pay for it myself if I got to. And she was like, well, I'm gonna talk to the people and I'm gonna get back with you and let you know what they say about that. And about 2 days later, she hit me back. She was like, okay, they gonna let you take another drug test. I'm like, I gotta pay for it? And she was like, nah, they gonna pay for it, but it gotta be supervised, meaning the doctor gotta stand in there with you and watch you pee. I'm like, okay. So I go back down there and I do all that, lift my shirt up. He's like, you got to lift your shirt up above your navel, drop your pants below your penis, and spin around. So I did all that, and I'm like, man, I shouldn't have to go through all this, but I put myself through this shit. I feel like I'm back in jail, man. Then, the most degrading part was, I'm thinking he gonna be standing there looking at my penis while I'm using the bathroom. This man stood behind me and looked at my ass the whole time. Had me feeling real nasty and dirty. Like, bro, you really, I don't really need you standing behind me, bro. I'd rather you be staring at my penis and staring at my ass right there. Cause I had to pee with my ass cheeks out. But I'm like, man, you know what? These are the type of situations you find yourself in when it comes down to marijuana. Another reason why I'm like, that's why I quit. Bruh, why would you jump in front of this Jesus and then play the slow game with me? Oh, they trying their best to get hit. Hate when people do that, man. You ain't finna get no check out of me, bro. Get my mind back on track. But that's the type of things you go through when you choose to smoke marijuana. And I'm like, just being real. Let's be real for a moment. Can anybody tell me the benefits of smoking marijuana? And remember, I said we're gonna be real. So I'm gonna run down the benefits for you. Just like with any drug of choice, you're gonna find yourself keeping company that you might not even like. If you smoke weed, heroin, crack, whatever you smoke, there has been a time where you found yourself around somebody you did not want to be around just to get out. You find yourself making decisions other people ain't got to make. Like, I got $20. Am I gonna get this dime, this cigarettes, and something to eat, like a little sandwich or something? Or am I gonna get the sandwich, fries, and the drink, and just take my ass home, put the rest of that money in my gas tank? I'd rather put something myself in my gas tank than smoke something that ain't gonna last. I don't care how good the weed is, it don't last. You quit smoking right now, I bet your bank account will like you a lot more. And I'm gonna be 100 with you. There's been some times where a female that hit me like, man, you got $20 I can get some money? Nope. Guess what? When you ain't smoking, you be having that 20 and you might not give it to them so they can go eat. But if you got a little game about yourself, then it'd be like, hey, let's go eat. We can do that. I'm not fit to fund you to go eat by yourself. But I'll share a meal with you. I'd rather spend my money making memories than spend my money forgetting memories. If that makes sense. Weed gonna make you forget shit. Going out to eat, going to the movies, you know what I'm saying? That type of shit is building memories. And again, I'm still waiting on somebody to tell me one of the benefits of smoking. You get high, you get sleepy, them is not benefits. Spending your money, that is not a benefit. You're hanging around people you don't want to hang around, that is not a benefit. You're feeling nervous when the cops get behind you, that is not a benefit. You can lost your job, that's not a benefit. You can't get a new job, that is not a benefit. You got to go to court, that is not a benefit. You know what I'm saying? You got to go hide in the car while your kids in the house and instead of spending time with them, that is not a benefit. Yes, sir. I'm back at work. Them things is not benefits, man. And once again, I'm saying we all grown. Well, most of us, everybody that's listening to this, probably grown. So I can't tell you what to do and what not to do. But I can damn sure tell you about it from a way to make you think about it if it's good or bad for you. The little female I'm talking to now, man, she's so fine. But I would not be telling the truth if I didn't say I felt some type of way. We was texting the first time I had called her. I'm like, damn, what you doing? She had just got out of work. So she was like, shit, I'm at the house sitting in the car smoking, drinking. I'm like, man, hold on. You too damn fine to be sitting in the car smoking and drinking. It got to a point in the conversation where it was like, she told me, I don't sound the way I look for. I'm like, hell no. You sound like your name need to be Bonquisha or some shit. I ain't gonna just put all the girl business out there, but I was like, man, how can I get you to a level where you wake up knowing that not only can you make it through the day, but you can enjoy the day without that shit. That shit right there is just a hindrance on you, your family, and your wallet. Then every day you got to make time to get by yourself, exclude yourself from everybody else, and smoke and drink your night away. And I know most of these girls, she even told me that a lot of shit she do got started with niggas that she used to fuck with. I'm pretty sure some females, I know one that always blame me for her smoking. And she see her smoke to this day, that's my big sister. Every chance she gets, she remind me that I'm the one gave her an ounce of weed. The first time I was supposed to blow with her, I gave her an ounce. And she been smoking ever since. And like, man, you was on your 18th birthday, I was 16. Was I wrong? Yeah, I was wrong, but it was the blind leading the blind. So you really can't blame me. It ain't like I was older than you, leading you down the wrong road. I didn't know what I was doing. You was grown, and you still grown. So maybe it was my fault that day. But when it got to the point where you can look back and say it's your fault, that's when it ain't my fault no more. If you can pass the blame, you can take responsibility. I got you hot that day. And I got you high on weed, some shit that I done let go since then. So once again, you can look at my example and follow suit. I'm still wondering, trying to come up with a way. And when it comes down to drugs, it's different because I understand that drugs will take a hold of you. So one of the things I was thinking when I had that real quick thought about the generations and the drug use was, it be the kids watching their parents, their aunts and their uncles and their grandmas, which turns them in a different direction. You know what I'm saying? Kids grew up watching their mamas and their daddies and their grandmas and their aunties and uncles on their boy. And we're like, nope, not gonna do that. You have some that watch my generation, we watched our elders on their horn. And we're like, nope. It wasn't even a thing about nope, not gonna do it. It got to a point where the kids started selling it to the adults because they didn't have adults to feed them, to pay the bills. So they started paying their own bills. They started buying their own groceries. And the easiest way for them to go get the money was to go outside and serve them cluckers. But even with that, there's always some new designer drugs on the market that people feel like the rules say don't get high on your own supply. So I sell this, I'm not gonna get high on it, I'm gonna pop one of these pills. I'm gonna pop one of these perks. I'm gonna pop one of these, and then it turned into that. When ICE came around, I remember asking the white dude Peckerwood in prison, and he was like, man, the thing about the game is, it's like the way ICE used to be was like a membership. People were making it themselves, so they wasn't gonna show you how to make it unless you was using it. People wasn't gonna sell it to you unless you was using it. So they would make you smoke it with them. And that's how they kept, because it's like, okay, you can't be the police if you sitting there doing these drugs with me. You can't be a snitch if you sitting there high as hell. So we all gonna make money, we all gonna be high, ain't nobody going to jail. Yeah, right. Pecker would say the police got him, His cook buddy was the police. You used to sit up and cook with him every day, smoke with him every day for months. He said, man, we got high every day for months, all day long, cook dope, smoking, cooking dope, smoking, selling, cooking dope, smoking, selling. He said, bro, dude was going home every day and he'll write down how much we cooked, he'll write down how much we smoked, he'll write down how much we sold. He said, man, it was over 50 officers at the end. Dude wasn't one of them, but when he showed up to court, they was calling him Officer such and such. And the judge asked him, the attorneys were asking him, were you smoking drugs? Are you on drugs? He was like, I was, but I'm not now. He was like, why was you on drugs? He was like, because I was
New message. We are going home. Be back 0800 in the morning. Meeting between now and 5 p.m. today. Call Keith 5,016,806,048.
Can I get that money? He was telling they were calling him officer and they asked him was he on drugs, and he told them no, the police department had sent him to rehab, got him cleaned up, and he said he was on drugs because he was undercover, and in order for him to get close to the subject, he had to be smoking. And I said, wow, it's a dirty game. Because the ice shit used to infatuate me, ain't gonna lie. I remember I asked an old dude, like, this is my first, second week in prison, man, the old school tell me this what he was in for, and I asked him, like, man, what's the most amount of money you done made off of this shit? And he told me, he said, man, Phil, I woke up one day, didn't have a penny to my name. I had over 13,000 when I went to bed that night. Huh? So yeah, he had me infatuated at that point. But even with that, God bless me. I came home, jumped into that game, because by then it had got blown out the water. You didn't have to do it no more to get your hands on it. You didn't have to smoke to sell. This with anything else, everything gets so watered down that the doors be wide open. So I was making money doing that. And then what happened was, I'm gonna be real. My homeboy sister came to me one night and she was like, hey, you got something? I'm like, yup. She was like, look, I got $100 play down here in the trailer park. I go down there and bust it for me, but you gonna have to tighten me down. I'm like, bet, I got you. So I gave her the 100. I gave her about another quarter for herself. She bounced out, she come back, give me 100. I'm like, bet. She come back, got a 50 plate. Bet. She come back on that last time, 350. I'm like, bet. She ain't never come back with my money. I'm mad. I'm ready to do something to her. And that's when I decided, you know what? I don't even want to be in the game no more. Because I'm really going to do something to my homeboy sister. And be sitting back in the damn junk for who knows how long, over $350. Easy money. That I can really just overlook and ain't going to miss it. But it's the principle. So, my principles told me, quit this shit. And I quit this shit. And the dude that had put me in the game, getting money, ended up getting on that shit. And he was black, it fucked me up. I didn't know. I was hearing rumors, I was not believing. And I pulled up at one of my homeboy house. We all stayed in the same neighborhood, but I had moved out, and then my homeboy ended up moving out. The dude was there with his mama. He didn't live with her, he was there. And it was a new dude who stayed next door, white dude. And dude was telling me like, yeah man, your boy on that icy. On that icy. It's so icy. So icy game. I said, man, you was lying. He said, nah, bro, I swear to God, your boy is so icy game. I said, nah, you lying, bro. You on that bullshit. And dude playing bullshit like. White boy just stay next door, white man, Came outside. He probably like 26, 27, had long hair, hair, looked like a little hippie. But he was like, I'm lying, watch this. Hey, such, come here real quick. Dude came over like, what's up, man? He said, man, this boy Phil, man, he's straight. He like, what's up, Phil? I'm like, nah, shit, man, we chilling. He like, hey, between me and you, it's a black dude in the neighborhood that's fucking with the ice. Who is it? He said my homeboy name, bro. I damn near jumped out my skin, man. I damn near came out my skin, bro. I felt so fucked up when I heard that shit. I said, man, no. He was like, oh, yeah, everybody know that shit. I'm like, man, what the fuck? I done seen this man pull shoe boxes out the closet, 15 bands, 20 bands, 25, 30 bands, off of ice. And now you telling me all that money gone and he around here buying the shit to put it in his motherfucking blender? What the hell? I done told y'all all that shit, folks. But I'm just saying, man, you gotta look at it sometimes, man. God tell you what to do, you need to go ahead and do it because you see it coming. And I know one thing about it. It ain't never gonna happen the way you think it's gonna happen. It's just gonna happen. When you don't think fat meat greasy, God got to show a way of showing you it is. So it ain't never gonna happen the way you think it's gonna happen. It ain't gonna be that my homeboy gonna come up to me and tell me, hey, bro, man, I tried it, I like it, try it with me. And I was gonna be like, okay, let's do it. That ain't how it happened. I don't know what was gonna go on. I could have got caught at a weak moment. My bro died. And I'm sitting there crying on this man's shoulder. He tell me, shit, this make you feel better. And at this moment, I'm willing to try anything gonna make me feel better. You never know how it's gonna happen. This man doing drugs, it might be on a plate or something. He give me a sandwich on this damn plate. And I'm sitting, you know what I'm saying? You never know. But one thing I do know is, when you stop dealing with certain things, you stop dealing with certain people and you stop finding yourself in them situations. Well, see, the thing about it is, it ain't even about smoking with people no more. You can, there's people that they bought grass, weed, marijuana, they had fentanyl in it. You never know what these people is on. The people that work at the dispensary is people. So they got their own lives, and you don't know what they're doing on their private time, but they might come here with some shit on their hands. Why they putting your weed in the bag in the dispensary, bagging your shit up, and now you go home like, hey, this shit right here had me so high. Yeah, bro, you don't know what that was, though. I'm just saying, it ain't even gotta be with a drug. It could be with your food. You never know how shit go down. You know what I'm saying? You can go get a pizza from Pizza Hut. You don't know what this man that just made your pizza was out in the back smoking on his lunch break. You don't know what the man at the grocery store was smoking back behind Kroger's right before he came in here and loaded these bananas up. Or the dude that took him off the truck or whatever. They're just like me. Y'all used to watch me riding up and down the highway smoking weed. There's somebody riding up and down the highway smoking other shit. And then they might go to the back and unload the shit at the grocery store. I'm gonna tell you, like, when I was working at the truck stop before I ever saw a truck driver, a dude came in the truck stop one time and was like, I worked at the Pizza Hut, Subway. And dude was like, hey bro, we got the concrete. I'm thinking, first, my lame ass thinking he up here trying to meet somebody that's driving a concrete truck or something, you know what I'm saying, like a mixer. And he was like, nah, man, I'm like, no. So now I'm thinking concrete is hard as crack. I said, man, don't nobody really smoke crack no more, bro. No cocaine dealers, no shit like that. He was like, "Nah, man, concrete. It's called. That's the name of it. It's great. It's like concrete. It's called. Man, I don't know nothing about it, bro. I ain't never heard of that shit. My goof ass, you went Google that shit when I got all work. This shit is a real drug. It looked like a piece of concrete that got broke out the road. I should have went out there to the back parking lot and got his ass some concrete. You learn your lesson. You trying all this new shit, nigga. But I was thinking, I said, man, dude, you drive trucks. What is you on these drugs for, these hard drugs? I ain't say it to him, I ain't, that's his business, but I'm definitely in my head, I'm wondering, like, my guy, why is you on these hard drugs like this? You out here with a good job, hope you take care of your family and shit. And like, little mama, every time I talk to her about it, you know, I just be doing what I do. Hey, man, it's time for us to change what we do. You know, I feel like DJ. Now, you know, I never demanded it. I could only ask. Kind gesture. Man, put that shit down. Find something better to do with your time and your money. But I can tell them on. This little hour or two out here in your car, you can be in there with your daughter helping her with homework, finding out how her day went. Making sure she ain't falling victim to no bullies. Making sure ain't no young dude out here trying to get up in her drawers and she about to fall for it. You know what I'm saying? Keep in mind what you're doing affects everybody else. That little time that you spending getting high, you could be out here securing your child and making sure she is up on game. Making sure she ain't never the one got to sit in the car and smoke and drink after work. And it sounds like preaching or just a situation might not never happen, but it happen every day. Every day, some girl, your daughter age or whatever age, is out here getting talked out of her innocence by some dude. These days, your son could be out here getting talked out of his damn innocence by some dude. Or by some cougar. Sitting at the high school football game watching that nigga sling that ball like, oh yeah, he gonna make it. He the one. I read about him in the newspaper. He gonna get cute and go to his game. I'm gonna go to all his games. He gonna start noticing me. Man, you never know how these women be. You know how these dudes be conniving. Always coming up with a plan to get some wet. Trying to turn your daughter out. But these women be out here on some even more conniving shit. They gonna play the long game. They gonna play the long game with your son. Some of these niggas play the long game grooming your daughter. But most of them don't have to play the long game with the daughter because all they want is the sex. The women groom your son and then take $1 million paycheck. Put a, you know what I'm saying, let your son put a baby in him because he could have had his money, and then they run off to the next little youngin, or the next sucker. The next mark. Real talk, man. As parents, you got to get to that realization, man. And I figured this out a long time ago. It just ain't applied to me yet. But what I figured out was when you make a life, you lose a life. From this point forward, everything you do should be dedicated to the life you made. All your fuck-ups. You should be taking all your time and energy and making sure that them fuck-ups don't happen in the second generation. All the shit that I just had to pop out and learn, like, damn. I wish I would have been listening when my mama and my grandma and all my aunties and everybody was telling me about Jesus and telling me about God. I know the stories back and forth. what I'm saying? I know what everything you're gonna tell me, but you never was able to convince me to start applying this shit to my life. You know what I'm saying? I had to start learning the hard way. The hard way. To get back out here, man, and get my shit together. I'm still learning. Every time I make a mistake, I'm trying to learn from it. But if I had a child, you best believe that I'll be trying to instill everything I'm learning into them early. And y'all know my rule. It's never because I said so. It's because this is the reason. Right here, let me break it down and explain it to you. Let me make it make sense to you. So when you get away from me and you ain't on your own, you don't even have to worry about it. You already know what to do because it makes more sense to you. And for anybody who ain't heard it, I'm gonna break it down for you one more time. When you tell your son, hey, stop playing out there in the street. Why, Daddy? Because I said so. All that's telling your son is, okay, but when I go down the street and you can't see me and you ain't saying so, I'm gonna play in the street again. And then you're gonna find yourself, after your child got hit by a drunk driver or ran over or scooped up by the local gang, told that boy to stay out the street. So instead, what you do is you tell your son, hey, stay out the street. Why, Dad? Because Mr. Johnson, a drunk driver down the street, and the man can't control that car. He be speeding up down the block. He gonna run you over and kill you. I love you. I want you alive. Because Rico and them down there with the GDs or the BDs or the Crips or the Bloods or the Vice Lords, and they trying to get you to join, and you don't even know it yet. I see them watching you when you walking home from school. They see you getting big. They see you fighting. You handling your business. They want you on their team. You on God's team. God made you. That's the reason why you can take care of yourself, because God making you strong so you can handle His missions. And His missions ain't gonna send you to jail. It ain't gonna send you to prison. It ain't gonna have you somewhere with a gun in your face or none of that. But them niggas down there, that's what's gonna happen when you messing with them. And the first time you ain't ready to do it, whatever they tell you to do, they gonna turn on you. They gonna be the ones trying to hurt you. They gonna be the ones trying to take from you, trying to set you up. God ain't gonna do you like that. I ain't gonna do you like that. Them dudes down there don't know you. They ain't got nothing invested in you. They don't give a damn about you. So spend your time and your energy with the people who do. Now when your son go down the street, it makes sense for him to get his ass on the sidewalk, because he know that Mr. Johnson had drunk, got to kill somebody. When he see Rico and them down the street, he know, nah, man, I ain't finna stop and chop it over with y'all. Nah, I ain't finna sneak out the house later on and meet y'all at the park. Nah, I ain't finna go do none of this shit with y'all. Hell no. Pops already put me up on game. A lot of times kids find themselves in the damnedest situation just because they're ignorant to the situation. And peer pressure, motherfucker, when you ain't already got your confidence up, your self-esteem ain't up to par, man, it's very easy for another child to come by and tell you to do something, and you're going to do it because you want to be cool. You want to be liked. You want to be accepted. But when your parents and your inner circle then already let you know that you love, you ain't got to be liked, you loved. You ain't got to hang with them at the park, because you got some people right here at the house can't wait for you to get back home every day. Then it's easier for them to make it in life. That little bit of confidence at a young age will take your child so far. I promise it. One of my biggest regrets in life is in 7th grade, I signed up for the football team. And I was coming out one day, but I seen the girl I was in love with her, Farmer Noise. But I seen her, man, she was a cheerleader, so I stopped to talk to her. And we still had about 10 minutes to practice, started. But everybody had already went down to the field. I'm probably about 20, 30 yards away from the field, but as it get close in time, I grab my shit and I run on down there. And coach already there, and he like, hey, why you wasn't here? I'm like, because it wasn't time for practice yet. He was like, that is no excuse. You on a team. When you see your team down here, you go where your team is. You do what your team doing. That's all he explained to me. The next thing he said was, bear crawl from here to the 10 and back. So I went to the 10 and came back. He said, okay, now go hit that 20, come back. I hit the 20. Hit that 30, that 40, that 50. All the way to the next end zone and back. So I'm doing this shit, I'm crying, I'm sweating, I'm cramping up, I'm rolling over, laying down, getting back up. They down there talking the whole time. When I get back down and I'm finally through, like, all right, let's start practice. Run these laps. I got taking my shit off. Shoulder pads shit. I'm headed back to the locker room. He's like, where you going? I'm like, I quit. I wish either him or some other grown person would have took the time to explain to me that that's how you be a character. You hold people accountable. That exercise that he put you through, I bet you would never have to do that again, not for that reason. You would never walk out there and see your team doing something for the rest of your life and not go join your team. I wish I would have knew the coaches break you down to build you back up. They had to get all that street shit out of you. That sassiness, that talking back, that do what you want to do, they got to take all that out of your ass. And then they turn you into the nigga that'll listen. The motherfucker with respect. The motherfucker that pay attention. The person that's going to go beyond and beyond the call of duty when they call you to do something. The person that when I tell you to do something, you ain't going to question it. You're going to do it, and you're going to do it to the best of your ability. And even a little bit more. Because you don't want to disappoint your coach. That turns into you don't want to disappoint your parents. That turns into you don't want to disappoint the people you work with. You don't want to disappoint your kids. See, the thing is, the coach knows that when he got me bear crawling. I don't. So without me understanding, I had no understanding. I quit. You know what that did? Made it that much easier for me to quit the next thing I started. I was on. I didn't realize none of that. I got to the military. I was fucking up. I was stealing me. I was stealing from niggas out there locker box and shit. I don't even remember how, but I got caught. And they took me to the drill sergeant and was like, hey, we gonna put him in your platoon. They don't want him in their platoon no more. I was young, I was the youngest person in the platoon, in the battalion. I'm 17. Everybody else was at least like 19, 20 and up. It might have been somebody 18, but I ain't know. I really think it was more 19s. I think everybody else was 20, 21. Some of these people was in their 30s. But when they took me to this drill sergeant council, I'm bucking. I'm like, fuck it, nigga, I quit. He's like, what you mean you quit? I'm like, man, you just get my plane ticket back to the house, man. I go back to Little Rock. I ain't fucked up about this shit, bro. He like, man, oh, you ain't fucked up about this shit, huh? I'm like, nah, I really ain't. Now I'm cussing because I'm like, I'm going home anyway. What the fuck y'all gonna do with me? Nigga, I'm me. I'm a crash dummy. Man, look me dead in my face and say, look here, boy. I'm gonna tell you the realest shit you ever heard in your life. I'm not giving up on you. I'm not going to let you give up on yourself. Your mama sent us a boy, we gonna send her back a man. So go in there and get that bump in the front. and get ready. You ain't going home? I'm like, what you mean I ain't going? He's like, you ain't going home. You can go fix that motherfucking that bump and get in formation. What my stupid ass do? Manned up. Graduated my second AIT on my 18th birthday. Came right back to the hood. Fell in with the future felons. Or should I say the future felons? Got back to smoking weed. I was supposed to be an emergency medical technician at EMT, which is the person that saved your life on the ambulance. That's what I did in the military. I would have been the youngest in the state of Arkansas, and plenty of other states, at 18 years old. Because most people that's doing this had to go to regular school to do it. The only reason I would have been able to do it is because I would have been in the military. But even then, I got to a point where, like, me and all the homies that I was staying with when I went to prison, we had went and applied for this job in Arkansas Pediatric. I applied first, and then they applied because they were like, if you know some more young men that want to work, make some good money, we need strong young men to help us with these kids. Because these kids they have issues. And if you know a lot of kids that have issues, whether it be very strong autism or just delayed mentally, some of these kids are healthy. They strong as hell. So a lot of these women really can't deal with them when it's time to give them a bath or take them to the bathroom. These women down there breaking their back. I'm gonna say about 8:30, 9 o'clock, my mama got the call that I had got hired for that job. None of the homies got hired. I got hired. I was supposed to be making around $18.50 an hour. I believe at that time my mama was making like 16 something. What? Real talk. That resonated with me the whole time I was in prison, man. I'm like, one fuck up, all it takes change your whole life. And it make it easier, again, once again, for you to give up on yourself and on having the type of life you want. Majority of my life, I was not the dude that was going to be able to take care of my mama. I was not the man that was going to be able to pay the mortgage, buy the groceries, pay her cell phone bill, pay my own cell phone bill. But, like I say, as long as you breathing, God ain't never done with you. I remember my homeboy Jesse. We used to talk about dude because he stayed with his baby mama and shit. She used to always put him out and shit. And one day she put him out, the nigga just stayed out. We didn't see Jesse no more. One day I'm sitting out there in front of the house smoking a blunt. Me and a couple of guys. Jesse pull up in a Mustang. It be humming, it running. Where you get that from? Where you been at? Oh man, and he got one of these on the head. Oh man, I'm a truck driver now, you know, I make good money. I really just came to the neighborhood to go put these loud pipes in front of my baby mama house just to see what she missing. I said, man, and he used to tell me, he was like, man, if you use the truck, bro, you better get on the truck. I was like, nah, bro, I'm straight. I'm like, well spun. I was making straight money. I wasn't making that money. I wasn't making that money. I always thought about, I ain't gonna lie, he had it on my mind, but I ain't never think I was gonna go get my CDL. When the pandemic hit, 2020, I thought I was doing it because I thought I couldn't hear at the house. And I was taking everybody's clientele because everybody was charging so much for a haircut. I seen this thing. And they was talking about, well, really I had already went to CDL school. Hey, let me take that back. Jesse had talked me into going to CDL school in 2018. And y'all gonna laugh when I tell you. You probably already know because I know I told y'all this before. But when I tell you why I didn't make it, marijuana. First day of school. Because you know you gotta take your drug test and everything before school. I had quit smoking long enough to take the drug test. I think I had quit smoking like, was it 30 days, 40? I think it was 45. Because I was like, shit, I been over 30 days. Man, I got a phone call from the doctor at the last class of the day, first day of school. And when I seen the doctor's office, I said, fuck. Because I already know when you're good, you don't get no phone call. When you get a phone call from the doctor, it's bad news. So I told the instructor, she was like, yeah, you can step outside and answer. We almost done for the day anyway. We'll be done by the time you get back in. I'm like, I ain't bet. Lo and behold, he gave me the bad news. I stepped back in, class was over, but I went straight to the teacher. Like, hey, he just told me I failed my drug test. She was like, well, you better run down into the office. Don't walk. She said, you better run because dude's gonna cash 2 checks today. And if he cash that check, you're gonna owe that money and you ain't gonna be able to get no education. So I went down and told him, he was like, "But be glad you caught me." He said, you was fit to give us some free money because you wasn't gonna get it back and you was still gonna have to pay that student loan back. But like I say, that's just another way, another hindrance of doing some shit that I call a lifestyle. Like I live a lifestyle where the shit that I do stop your blessings. When you really think about it like that, that shit sounds so stupid. I need to find another lifestyle. I need to learn how to get high reading a book, doing a YouTube podcast, trying to help somebody or something. But if I got to get my kicks and giggles by doing some shit that's gonna stop my money flow, some shit that's gonna have my mama out on the street disappointed looking, you know what I'm saying? Then yeah, it's time for a change up. I gotta throw a curveball, do something new. It's funny, man, how it just, I've been sitting here talking over an hour because of some shit that I seen about Dota 6 on YouTube. Didn't watch the video, didn't even click on it, I just read the title. And that's what went through my mind. I'm gonna write a lot of my talking points down. And I'm gonna do a video just for all the help. I'm gonna do it on the other channel. Because if it, like the video I did like that on this channel, there's over 500,000 views. I ain't made a penny off of it. The only reason I don't spread it around and share it is because it's back when I was smoking, and I don't feel like that would be a good representation of me trying to talk to people and spread the message to kids and all that with a blunt hanging out my mouth. And it's not a representation of who I am today. I've learned from my own video. But I might do like a 2-hour video like that and then just chop it up into 30-minute sections. Or if I do it right, it'll automatically section itself off. We'll talk about one thing, and then the next 30 minutes we'll be talking about something else. I can just do 30-minute videos with all the fat trimmed out and focus on that one topic. But I want to be able to do the videos to where they can be shown at schools, or they can be shown in detention facilities. I want to go to prisons and jails and schools and talk, share my experiences, good and bad. Like even with the governor, I wanted to send some of these videos to the governor, but I'm like, at the same time, I don't feel like she gonna get behind me. I'm sitting on these videos, I'm smoking weed, I'm smoking blunts, I'm talking about this, I'm talking about that. It's footnotes. The one thing I'm gonna do always is keep it real. But like I said, when I'm trying to help kids, I got to keep it more real. And by me not doing videos, smoking weed, I feel like let's keep it real with them and myself. Because I don't smoke no more. Of course, I ain't seen nothing wrong with it when I smoke. Because the weed was going to give me an excuse. It was going to tell me something real quick, real slick. Like, hey, bro, I'm grown. This is who I am. I do it in moderation. You need to learn because y'all smoke too. Nah, fuck all that. Continue real shit. We all learn back to school how to do our pros and cons. And it's just when you go in that direction, ain't no cons. What's up, bro? I mean, ain't no pros, it's all cons. So, if I try to talk you into doing it or even make you feel like it's okay or acceptable, then I'm conning you and myself. And we already established I'm not the one that's going to sit back and just let it happen. I understand I can't stop no wrong person from doing what they want to do in certain situations. But in certain situations I can, I'm going to apply pressure. It might mess up our relationship. But if it saves some of the process, just leave what it is. But man, I'm gonna let y'all off for here, man, so I will say focus on the road, but I'm already focused. Keep going over the speed a little bit. That's because I'm coming down the hill. I'm low. What's up with it? But if you just not getting in here, man, my bad. You have to catch it on the replay. We finna log off. With that being said, don't forget to take that long road, set the wrong road. Do things the long way instead of the wrong way. Find somebody to help. Tell somebody you love me. You know I love y'all, man. Now I appreciate you. Yeah.